This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Hello there, what a night it is so far. The air is electric and all you may hear tonight is whistle for Chennai till about 11 p.m. The IPL finals are taking place in Namma, Chennai as we speak. There's also plenty hitting the headlines this Saturday night. The state for one, there's plenty of new faces taking charge. I'm Evelyn Matthew.
Well, the excitement hasn't stopped yet. The match hasn't even begun, and of course it is going to be one big firecracker right here at the Ndtv-Hindu Stadium, the final of the IPL. Chennai is roaring inside the stadium. We'll be bringing you the latest.
Before we go across to Natasha for the latest from the Ndtv-Hindu Stadium there in Chepauk, a quick look at the headlines now. In tonight's IPL Season 4's Summit clash, the Chennai Super Kings win the toss and elect to bat. Super Kings go in unchanged to the final. The Wear Your Helmet campaign kicks off today. Cops on their watch warn two-wheeler riders of the dangers and fine that could be on its way if violated. Tamil Nadu has a new election commissioner, Dr. S. Iyer, for the next 2 years. The new appointment comes after Hoda's resignation. The Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry elects D. Selvam as president today. Posts of vice president and member are also filled.
Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu for giving welfare fund.
In a fresh round of transfers of IAS and IPS officers, Hansraj Verma takes over as the new TNEB chairman. More departments in the state machinery have new heads. And the superstar says he will be back with a bang. In an unofficial audio recording, has the recovering Rajnikant sent out a message to his fans. A quick look at what else is making news and headlines across the country and the world over. NDTV follows Headley's terror trail, finds out vital details of his terror mission and why most of them fell through post-26/11. While Tambu hits back at Congress MP Sandeep Dixit's charge, accusing the college authorities of communalism. Baba Ramdev's campaign now has 32 lakh supporters. He snaps the centre's overtures, will go on a hunger strike from the 4th of June. NDTV captures the incredible sight of the release of a captured tiger back into the forests of North Karnataka. And Manchester United look to defeat a seemingly invincible Barcelona in the Champions League final at Wembley tonight. So it is a super Saturday showdown. The IPL Season 4's final summit clash takes place tonight. Captain Cool for the City League team, MS Dhoni, has won the toss and has elected to bat. And boy, it's an electric atmosphere at the Ndtv-Hindu Stadium tonight. At home soil, Chennai Super Kings are up against another team from the south, the Royal Challengers from Bangalore City. Fans in Namma, Chennai are roaring away. There is honour, glory and pride to hold on to in this splendid encounter tonight. Good news for the city is that CSK are starting as favourites with all odds in their favour. There are in fact two calm captains, players that can rattle opponents with their own hands, and the kind of passionate support that such an occasion deserves. The CSK batting lineup is as strong as it gets and they'll have to figure individual tactics for the likes of Dhoni, Raina, Hasi, Badrinath and the rest of the men in yellow. Let's bring in sports reporter Natasha Doreswamy to give us a sense of what Chepauk is like tonight. I believe the match has already started. What are the crucial factors that will be a decider as both these teams face off tonight, Natasha?
Well, what we have seen so far of Chennai Super Kings, and particularly versus Royal Challengers Bangalore, is the fact that they have a significant bowling side right now. Originally, they were known as just a formidable side, especially when you take, for example, the opening partnership that is presently going on right now with Mike Hasi and Murli Vijay. It hasn't hold stead for a significant number of overs, but it has been steady. And then moving on, of course, to Suresh Raina, Mike Hasi staying on, or if not, Badrinath took over the innings there on fourth. So originally, definitely Chennai Super Kings were known as the batting stronger side. But in the last game versus Royal Challengers Bangalore, it seemed like as though their bowling was absolutely something to reckon with. And when they're playing Royal Challengers Bangalore on home soil again in the IPL final, it seems like as though it's going to tip in their favour, especially if they take those crucial wickets out. Now, those crucial wickets, whether they're going to be able to pick those wickets, we'll just have to wait and watch, Evelyn.
Right. Also, Natasha, now the pitch is known, I mean, you know, from what we've seen and heard now of what M.A. Chidambaram's track has been like. Who from the Chennai Super Kings can really give this Red Army a run for their money? We know the bowlers line up. So who, are the Chennai boys really going to do well with this kind of a pitch now?
Of course, Evelyn, you said it, I didn't. So therefore, our Ashwin is the one that everyone would be looking out for. This is his home soil, a place where he literally grew up training. He knows it better than anybody else, and if you see the kind of body language that he showed ever since he's taken to his spell of bowling, whatever it might be, he's definitely been able to pick those wickets, especially on home soil. There is not a single match in the IPL where he hasn't been able to take a wicket, and therefore it's going to tip in his favour as the top of the different bowlers that Chennai Super Kings is going to put on the platform today versus Bangalore. Now, if you take Bolinja, for example, he tries very hard. He keeps trying, and of course MS Dhoni will keep him at that certain number of overs until he actually gets a wicket. In other words, they sort of, it's a mind game, as many experts would say, that to keep a bowler of the quality of Bolinja, to keep the bowler attacking and troubling a batsman, frustrating him, trying to give them dot balls and not really giving away too many runs, restricting those runs is what is crucial in terms of Bolinja. But at the end of the day, no matter how many overs he keeps bowling continuously, he does take that one wicket.
Right. Now, Chennai Super Kings have been unbeaten at home, but tonight is a different night altogether, Natasha. I mean, it's all about keeping one's nerves, but also looking at the men on either sides. Can you compare these two teams in terms of their strengths and weaknesses and what they really need to be looking out for?
Well, Evelyn, if you take a look at, let's start off from the captains themselves. Now, Daniel Vettori may not be the best World Cup winning captain. Clearly, MS Dhoni would win that one if they were to have a competition against each other. But Daniel Vettori also has great, calm, composed and collected qualities, just like MS Dhoni has. He has clearly picked his squad very well so far. Clearly, that it's evident considering that they've gotten to the IPL final. They have been beaten before by formidable teams, but yet again towards the end in the qualifier 2 that we played witness to right here at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium, it was more than obvious that the Bangalore boys beating Mumbai Indians by 43 runs. We're talking about Sachin Tendulkar's squad, of course. So, a team that can beat the Mumbai Indians, last year's IPL finalists versus Chennai Super Kings, of course. Now, if a team can do that, they are definitely a team that can make it to at least right down to the wire versus Chennai Super Kings. It can go either way at this point. They've got great batsmen on their side. They've got even Zahir Khan. They've got Daniel Vettori. They've got Virat Kohli. And this by itself are the senior most players, and it makes up sort of a side that will be leading from the front. They have guidance from senior players, just like we have on our side. Mike Hussey, if he stays as a pillar of support for Chennai Super Kings, he's there, literally there Chris Gayle so far, especially if you go back and look at the format and how he's been performing for Chennai Super Kings. He is literally Chennai Super Kings Chris Gayle.
Right, just to give our viewers a quick update of the score at this point, it stands at 10 for no loss at the end of almost 2 overs there. Thanks very much indeed, Natasha. Let's just hope that Dhoni turns out to be that serial winning captain tonight. We're going to keep our fingers crossed here in our studios as well. Thanks very much for joining us with your inputs there. Now, moving on, there's no more of all of the hair fall and heat tantrums that you can really roll out when the city's traffic cop stops you by the roadside any longer. Chennai's roadscape is all set to change effective today, with the police mandating that two-wheeler riders have to wear helmets. Police say the alarming spike in...
say that the mandatory helmet rule will be implemented in 2 stages. In the first phase, that is the observation period, the motorists not wearing helmets will be advised to wear the protective headgear. If they fail to listen, they will be forced to pay a fine amount of ₹50.
Flagging down two-wheeler riders and politely requesting them to wear helmets, sending out similar messages over the public address system. Clearly, the traffic police are trying a different approach to make sure everyone wears a helmet.
இப்போ ஹெல்மெட் போட்டால அந்த அவ்வளோ சேஃப்டி ஹெல்மெட் வந்து தலையிலுக்கு வந்து எந்த ஒரு அடியும் வராது கை கால் கொஞ்சம் அடிபட்டாலும் பரவாயில்ல நம்ம உயிர் வந்து சேஃப்டியாக இருக்கும்ல அதுக்காக கம்பல்சரி கவர்மெண்ட்டில் வந்து போலீஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டும் இந்த ஆக்சிடென்ட் இது போல் தலையில் டூ வீலர் ஓட்டுறதால தான் இது போல் நிறையா ஸ்பீடில் போய் ஆக்சிடென்ட் அதனால் எல்லாம் பார்த்து சர்ச் அவங்களாம் இது பண்ணி இது போல் ஹெல்மெட் போட்டால் நல்லா சேஃப்டியாக இருக்கும் ஏன்னா மற்ற இடத்துலலாம் கூட நம்ம ஏன் போடக்கூடாது.
It's easy to see why this drive to raise awareness. Till the 30th of April this year, Chennai recorded 231 fatal accidents. Among them, 108 were riders of two-wheelers, and as many as 102 of these victims died due to head injuries. Although wearing a helmet could save lives, riders say they have their own reasons for giving helmets a miss.
Actually, helmet போட பயங்கரமா ஸ்வெட் ஆகுது இந்த வெயில்ல போட முடியல அட்லீஸ்ட் விண்டரா இருந்தா கூட பரவாயில்ல அண்ட் ஒன் மோர் ரீசன் இஸ் சைடு மிரர் கிடையாது மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த பைக்ஸ்ல ஸோ அதனால ஹெல்மெட் அதனால தான் நிறைய ஆக்சிடென்ட் நடக்குது சைடில் பார்க்க முடியாதனால இதுதான் ரீசன் ஆக்சுவலி.
பட் உங்களோட ஓன் லைஃப் ரிஸ்க்ல இருக்குன்னு உங்களுக்கு தோணலையா?
ரிஸ்க் இருக்கு தோணுதுங்க பட் அது போடுறதுனால இன்னும் எங்களுக்கு பயங்கரமாக ஹெட் ஏக் வருது ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியல அதனால தான் நாங்கள் போடுறது ஆக்சுவலி.
மேபி போலீஸ் ஸ்ட்ரிக்டாக ₹50 ஃபைன் எல்லாம் போட்டு இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ண அப்போ போடுவீங்களா?
மேபி 500 போட்டால் பண்ணுவோம்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
However, with the fine amount being only ₹50, the Wear the Helmet campaign may not get into an overdrive unless the fine is stringent enough so that we can see a reduction in road accidents. In Chennai with Salim, Evelyn Matthew for NDTV-Hindu. So do make sure you wear a helmet. An accident happens without a warning, remember. In fact, I did lose a friend today to a head injury. If he was wearing a helmet, I'm sure the ending wouldn't have been the same. So do take care. Now, after the dramatic assembly polls that we've just been through, the state of Tamil Nadu is all set to have a new election commissioner. Retired IAS officer Dr. S. Iyer has been appointed for the period of 2 years. The local body elections are now due in October this year in the state, which will be overseen by the State Election Commission. Former IAS officer Said Munir Hoda resigned from his post, and it was in fact even accepted by the governor as well. Now, just when we were beginning to get accustomed to some of the new names in the state's machinery, there's been a fresh round of transfers of IAS and IPS officers. Let's take it from the top in the police department. IG of Intelligence, Shankar Jawal, is transferred to Satyamangalam as the head of the special task force there. The TNEB has a new chairman, Hansraj Verma takes over. Let's hope that means an end to the power crisis in the state. Now, the new Industries Commissioner is Apurva Verma, while Ramesh Ram Mishra will take over as the chairman of the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board. Harmander Singh will be the new Transport Commissioner. The Labour Commissioner now is Hemant Kumar Sinha. Co-optex's new managing director is C. Umar Shankar, and the new project director of the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan will be Ms. Jayashree Raghunandan. And our executive editor, English News, Sanjay Pinto, gave us more insight into this process of reshuffle after Amma took over, clearly experienced doing the talking in most cases.
I think 3 important points need to be underscored here. First, there seems to be a rethink with regard to sensitive posts. We saw the Director of Vigilance and Anti-Corruption being replaced just a few days after he was appointed there, Shyam Sundar. And now we've seen the chief of the chairman of the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board, Swaran Singh, also being transferred out in just a few days, Hansraj Verma taking that post. Secondly, there seems to be the principle of been there, done that. That's being adopted by the new AIADMK government, because you look at various departments. Again, the TNEB, Hansraj Verma is an old hand. He used to be the chairman of the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board during the previous dispensation. He's back there in the hot seat at a time when Ms. Jayalalitha has just promised good news in 2 weeks on the power situation. Look at intelligence also. Rajendran, T. Rajendran, the former police commissioner, is now the ADG intelligence, and he's in fact handpicked those who worked with him in the police commissionerate in Chennai. The 2 senior officers as SP Special Branch, as well as DIG Satyamurthy and Pandian, who will work with him. The Home Secretary, of course, Sheila Rani Chunkat is back there. She used to be the Home Secretary during Ms. Jayalalitha's previous regime. Look at the Chennai City Police also. Tripathi, J.K. Tripathi, who was Joint Commissioner Police South earlier, is now, in fact, the Police Commissioner. And also, Shanmuga Rajeshwaran, who was DC earlier, is now JC South. So they've really gone by experience in these postings. Also, another factor is that many of the officers who were seen to be close to the previous dispensation, who perhaps got branded in the process, have been moved out of the city. Like, for instance, the new post of the post of IG Special Task Force. In fact, earlier the IG Special Task Force used to also operate out of the Commando School in Chennai. Now, of course, the posting has been made. The headquarters has now been assigned to Satyamangalam, Erode. Again, several parking zones for allegedly inconvenient officers, like, for instance, vigilance of various state transport corporations, posts like Arvin vigilance officers. So many of them have, in fact, been moved out of the city. Again, Mandapam camp, refugees based there in Rameshwaram. So three important factors really underlining the present round of transfers and reshuffle in the bureaucracy.
The Bar Council of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry have elected their president today after their elections to other posts in March earlier this year. D. Selvam will now take over as president, while Amal Raj has been elected as vice president. Mr. Prabhakaran has been elected as a member of the Bar Council of India.
We will appeal to our Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu for giving welfare fund. Instead of 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs. We have to also appeal to our Chief Minister for housing plots and free medical aids.
Just to give you a quick update from the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium, the score now for CSK stands at 28 for no loss at the end of 2 overs. Well, up ahead on the bulletin, India's A-lister criminal Ajmal Amir Kasab digs deep into the pockets of the Indian government, proving too costly in this irony. More in just a bit.